Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We're going to give everybody a couple of minutes to get dialed in.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome.
You're gonna do the welcome, Angela.
And then I'll bring you in.
Okay, great.
Yep, we're live. I see we've got folks are dialing in now. Very good. Okay. Well, good morning, and why don't we go ahead and get started? Welcome to GLAAACC in the AM, Meet the Primes, featuring CW Driver. I'm Angela Gibson, president of GLAAACC. And for those of you that are joining us for the first time this morning, GLAAACC is the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce. Our organization is dedicated to the growth and development of Black-owned businesses in the Greater Los Angeles area. And GLAAACC in the AM is our series of morning seminars and workshops that we produce focused on tools, resources, and connections to better start, grow, and level up your business. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce GLAAACC's chairman, Gene Hale, to say a few words. Gene?
Thank you, Angela. Good morning, everyone. And thanks to CW Driver, I think we will have a very interesting dialogue this morning. As you know, GLAAACC is the premier Black business organization chamber in this part of the country. And we're just pleased to have CW Driver as a new member as well. And hopefully today we could, those of you who are participating will be able to listen to some of the presentations that's being presented by CW Driver and to determine if there might be some opportunities in their area of expertise, which is construction. So again, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to the remainder of the program.
Great, thank you, Gene. And also joining us this morning behind the scenes is GLAAACC's Director, Naomi Scott, and GLAAACC's Event Coordinator, Jessica O. Davis. Before we get started, please feel free to put your contact information and questions in the chat box. We'll answer them along the way, and we'll also save room at the end of today's session. But don't forget to put your information in the chat box. Let's see who's in the room. This is kind of like our virtual networking. All righty, and I see Sean from West Coast Fire Protection has kicked us off. Thanks, Sean, welcome. So again, please feel free to put your contact information. Not only would CW Driver like to meet you, but also others in the room may have a need for some of your services.
Angela, as well, remind me when I need to come on and talk about GNC as well, okay? Let me know.
Oh, okay, I will. Great. So you know what, Gene, why don't you go ahead and do that now?
Oh, okay, great. Again, my name is Gene Hale. I'm chairman of the Greater LA African American Chamber, also president of GNC Equipment Corporation. GNC has been in business since 1981. It was started by Gene Hale. The company is engaged. The company is a nationwide certified serve-disabled veteran, small business, hub zone, SBE, and the company is engaged in the sale and procurement of construction equipment, material, and supplies. Products include switchgear, HVAC, pipe, valves, steel, rebar, those type of items. We have our clients that ranges from some of the largest construction companies in the United States, starting with Hensel Phelps, Clark, Tudor, Perini, Keywood, Bechtel, PCL. Again, there's some of the largest general contractors in the country, and also some of the largest subcontractors as well, like the AGCOs, the Rosadens, I started to say CW Drivers, but hopefully we can get there with them. So we basically procure all these items for these large contractors, and they can apply those dollars to their small business goals. GNC is signatory to local trade unions, iron workers, pipe fitters, and so contractors can rely upon GNC to dispatch trade labor to their job sites, and they can also pick up that credit as well. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what we do. And again, we are a state across the country, and with the offices in Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., San Fran, and Inglewood, California. So look forward to talking with you offline, especially we have the right people on the call today, the senior folks at CW Drivers. So we are in the right place. And I think that hopefully we can derive some sort of interest in business here.
Yes, I believe we can. Thank you, Gene.
Thank you.
It looks like we've got a great group of people. I believe the chat line is working now. The Q&A is working now. So please feel free again to put your contact information. And as we get going, let us know what questions you might have about this great information that you're going to see today. And so now to begin today's program, I'd like to introduce Steve Nelson. And Steve is Senior Vice President of Estimating and Pre-Construction for CW Driver. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, hi, welcome everyone. Nice to meet y'all.
Thank you, Steve.
I'll go a little bit further. Kim, you want to introduce yourself as well, correct?
Yep. Can everyone see our PowerPoint?
Yes.
Perfect.
Great. Go ahead, Kim, introduce yourself, what you do, your responsibilities.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Kim Perdillo. I'm a senior estimator with CW Driver. I've been with this company for over 8 years now, out in the Rancho Cucamonga office. And I also work in our new Anaheim office, working both in the educational market, including elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and higher education, as well as the private side, which would include multifamily, partial mixed use, senior housing, and modular housing. I head up the estimating efforts, working closely with our entire team from start to finish, and have also assisted Steve on many of our project pursuits and successes. We are very eager to show you some of our projects we have in the works. And again, please reach out to us if you're interested and would like further information. We truly value all of our subcontractors, clients, and partners, and know that we really couldn't do what we do without you. So appreciate you being here and listening to what we have upcoming for you.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. And just a little bit of background myself. I've been primarily in the LA market my entire career since 1979. Yeah, way back then. I have a little bit more gray hair now than this picture shows. Definitely, we are not a niche contractor either, meaning we're not specialized. So we're pretty diverse in all the different work products we're looking for, both in the public side and the private sector as well. We currently are, just let you know, we do close to 700 million a year in the Southern California market only. That makes us a pretty big player in this area. So very exciting to be here. Very exciting to share a lot of information with you folks as well.
Thank you, Steve.
So just a little brief overview. We've been in business in California since 1919. Fortunately, I don't look like I've been with the company that long. But we're 103 years old. We have the oldest active license for a company based in Southern California. So that's pretty remarkable. As Kim mentioned, we do have our offices, the primary big offices in Anaheim, San Diego, Pasadena, and Rancho Cucamonga. The contract types or construction types, as you see listed there, CM, GC, and design build, leaseback, plus all the various segments that kind of split off from each of those as well, which makes it a very exciting time for us because we don't only do business with big contractors. We get to do business with a large size of companies as well, which makes it a really neat thing to do, to meet people and help actually watch some companies actually grow to be big players as well. As you can see, we're the #5 education builder according to ENR in the state. We do 600 million a year, and that varies up to 700 or 800 million a year, depending on how we go. The hit rate, which we're rather proud of, is 80%. But must say the 80% hit rate is not strictly due to our success. It has a lot to do with how we treat our customers, how we treat our subcontractor partners, who actually are a very big part of making that hit rate. We get good numbers because we schedule projects right. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. And that's a big deal. The range of project sizes, for CW driver, I think 20 million would be at the lower end, but we do have smaller companies. We do have our driver special projects group. And we have another project company called Good and Roberts down in the San Diego market, where we'll take projects down to relocating doors or doing corridor extensions or adding restrooms. So they do a lot of work in the high tech field as well as general TIs. So the $20 million range is mainly based on the big project side, big driver side, but we really do a larger breadth of projects. And as you all know, with escalation today, that $200 million is growing. So we're hitting a lot of larger projects. A lot of your average jobs 4 years ago, which were 40 or 50 million, are now starting to be in the 70 to $80 million range, as we've all experienced. As it says in the lower left corner, 75 in progress projects. I think between Kim and myself, in our public sector side, we're company-wide, we probably have over 100 projects in pre-construction as we speak, which is a very positive image, not just today, but going forward. That's a great thing to hear, because there's a lot of negative news out there. So to know that there's this many projects in pre-construction to start coming out over the next 6 to 12 months, that's very exciting and makes it nice for all of us. And as you can see, 90% of our projects are using pre-construction. How do I say this? We don't like to run to the trough with every other GC and try to get some of the water. We feel we add value up front before the project is ready to bid. So we have a lot of engineers and architects on our staff to help consult, advise, not just our clients, but the architectural and engineering teams, which goes a long way for repeat customers. So I would have to say, since we have probably 95% of our projects to 98% are all negotiated jobs, which is a very positive thing, especially when you can do $600-700 million a year. Next slide. So you can see the current market in the greater LA area. It kind of varies as you go to San Diego. But currently you're seeing the public sector, the higher education, K through 12 and community college districts making up about almost a full 2/3 of that circle. Commercial, office, mixed use, senior living, which was a big product type about a year or two ago. It's still hanging out there, but it's having some challenges. And as we all know, with the shortage of housing in the state, residential and mixed use, and this would be more high density housing, is a big market. It looks like it's going to be that way going forward. We'll be talking about some jobs today that are not in this circle that are kind of start eating up a big part of this pie, which will be in the entertainment sector.
So here we have several projects highlighted that CW Driver has completed. Some of the notable projects included here that I'd like to mention would be the Sony Studios. That's up in the top right-hand corner, or I'm sorry, left-hand corner. That's the Sony Studio Support Office building. We have the Disney's Tower of Terror. That's one of my favorite rides of all time. I've also been to Florida and been on that ride there. It has currently switched over to Guardians of the Galaxy, but we did build the original Tower of Terror. We built the ground up Portola High School within Irvine Unified School District. And you can see down at the bottom image with the large field, that's Sage Hill High School. CW Driver completed the tennis courts and the aquatic center that you can see here. So what this slide really shows is our wide variety that Steve talked about, the wide variety of projects we've been involved in, and that ranges from schools to amusement park attractions to retail and also casinos. We are not by any means a niche contractor and love taking every opportunity we can to become experts in each and every field. So here we have a list of some additional completed projects within the greater Los Angeles area, including the Schools First Credit Union that we just finished recently, as well as the Crown Valley Park community building in Laguna Niguel. Over to the right-hand side, we also have several Orange Coast College projects, Irvine Unified School District projects, and a few within the Cal State universities. Pacific City retail shown on here is also one of my favorites. I personally have shopped and eaten there many, many times. In addition to the numerous completed projects, we have several others currently in construction right now. The first one mentioned is the Chino Valley USD Measure G modernizations. We had 2 projects that bid this month within this district, which will make a total of 15 schools CW Driver has worked on for Chino Valley. That's really something we strive for, is making great relationships with our teams so that we feel we're a partner and you can trust us to utilize for upcoming work. You can again see the wide variety of projects we continue to work on throughout many different types of markets. Continuing on, these are some additional projects currently in progress, including the creative offices for 1650 Euclid, and one we're very excited about, which is the Hope on Hyde Park modular housing. This is CW Driver's first modular project in construction, so we're thrilled that we've been able to get our foot in the door to modular construction and add this to our list of expertise. So I'll turn it back over to Steve to talk about one of our projects we've been working on that has received some great recognition.
Thank you, Kim. This is a project that's going to start next year. Pre-con is going to re-engage next month after they get their planning approval. The 1235 Vine Street, while it looks like a conventional office building, is really targeted to the entertainment industry. I think the brokerage community has 1 or 2 tenants that want to take the entire structure, which makes it nice because if we get in there, build the building, then there's a tenant improvement component with it as well. It's currently at the shell cores at $68 million. It's a great opportunity. There'll be a lot of opportunities for a lot of participation from subcontractors and suppliers and trucking companies. It, has 4 levels of subterranean parking as well. And just to talk about, I don't want to brag about it, but it's kind of a neat thing, is that originally they planned this to be a steel frame building with precast concrete all over the outside. And CW Driver recommended, why don't you just go to a concrete frame? Oh, make the concrete integral colored. And it saved the client almost $8 million. And it's going to be a really unique project. It's going to be a marquee project as well. A lot of balconies and decks, as we all know, as you can see. This is going to be a fun job. And we'll probably be bidding out various stages of it over the course of the 2023 year. So please keep in touch with us on this one. This one's it's in the Hollywood area. It's gonna be a great job.
Yes, this next one is the 1000 Seward Street mixed use project we've been working on in pre-construction that we're also very excited about. This 10-story structure includes a mixture of retail and lobby space on the ground levels with commercial office space throughout all the levels above, and a penthouse roof deck with a restaurant on the top level. It also includes 4 levels of subterranean parking below. I think the unique thing about this project is that the skin is almost entirely made up of glazing systems. And it also has that diagonally patterned C channel around the perimeter box section, which looks great. So I think it'll be a great eye catcher out in the downtown Los Angeles area once it's complete. For this project, we have already signed up several design assist trades, including mechanical, electrical, plumbing, earthwork, shoring, and glass and glazing. But for the remaining trades, we anticipate a bid date sometime later this year, with construction starting first quarter of 2023.
Yeah, I would think, Kim, some of those trades that we do have signed up would be looking for suppliers, partners,
Yes.
and sub-subs. So we would love to get your information to them if you can like supply light fixtures or involve the trucking or something like that. It would be a big deal. The
Yeah,
other neat thing about
absolutely.
this project is that 30-foot cantilever hanging over the street, and that's all concrete.
Yeah. Please reach out to us. We can get you in touch with the right people so that you can be involved.
Yeah, Shadowbox Studios, about 1.6 million square feet. We're in active pre-con. We're going to start letting trades probably the very first quarter of the new year. So it'd be a nice way to start the year off. Be nice year to get this project going. It's like I said, 1.6 million square feet. There's over 19 theatrical sound stages. There's a 200,000 square foot office building. There's a 1,000-car parking structure. I think there's a production warehouse and office complex that's almost 600,000 square feet. Then there's restaurants, catering buildings. Feet, feather, guts. It's got everything for us on this one. This one's really great. We even have to build a bridge over a channel as well. So there, it's a nice complex job, but it looks like it's going to go forward. And this is what I was trying to talk about. The bigger piece of the pie is the entertainment industry. The LA area, particularly Hollywood, needs a lot of sound stages to shoot pictures, television shows, commercials, whatever. And there's just not enough sound stages. So there's an explosion of sound stages that you're going to start seeing coming on the market over the next 24 months. This one happens to be one of the first really big ones. And, it's 1 hour away from Hollywood. So it's within the range that the distance that they want to deal with. It's neat having a project where it has state and local support politically. And again, the numbers are big and scary. You see the 520 million, and even the subcontractor numbers are big and scary. But just like the other job, there is loads of opportunity for the smaller to be a sub on this job. In fact, some of the buildings we would probably actually entertain contracting out the entire building to a separate small GC, for example, like a catering building or a logistics building. So it's a unique project. It's going to be a lead project as well, meaning it's going to be environmentally sensitive and very energy efficient. And it's kind of hard to make a Hollywood studio project to look like a bunch of horse stables, but we're going to try our darndest, and that's what this is. But very exciting job, and a lot going into it. And there's I think they have this thing already leased up as well. So it's a home run.
We are currently in receipt of the permit set documents for the Montecedro Senior Living Phase 2 project. And this one will be going to final GMP buyout first quarter of 2023. This is an addition of 4 separate 2 to 3 story villas to the existing Montecedro senior housing community. And it will include over 100,000 gross square feet of type 1 building and 1 level of below grade parking. I've had the pleasure of being able to walk the existing community, and it's just gorgeous. It's tucked right up against the mountains. So we're very excited on this one as well to finally buy out this project and start construction next summer.
The Latterman Development Mixed Use Project is really a neat job. This is kind of what we call typically a P3 development, public-private partnership. Latterman Hospital, which used to also be known as Pacific State Hospital, is over by Cal Poly Pomona. And it's been around since 1920, I believe. In fact, some of the areas of the hospital are so well preserved, they shoot movies in there to pick up the feel and the look of that different eras that this project was built during. But Cal Poly, when they shut the hospital down, the state granted the project and land to the university, Cal Poly Pomona, that is. And so CW Driver teamed up with a developer and competed against other teams, what is to do the highest and best use in the redevelopment of the project. So it's going to be, what they're going to turn this development into is a university village. And some of those are familiar with the university village that was recently completed at USC and a few others. It's along that same track, except not as vertical. It's going to be more spread out. We have some existing buildings that we're going to repurpose, but it's a job that's going to be built over 10 years. I think that contract amount will probably cover the site work, the initial site work. But I think they're looking at a couple of thousand residential units, many restaurants, retail operations. I mean, there's a fire department, there's a brewery. I mean, it goes, again, this is like the studio job. There's a whole bunch of neat stuff that's going to go into this over a 10-year period. And right now they have to go through their CEQA entitlements, which is good, obviously because of the traffic, but we expect this to get its green light for the housing, and we see construction starting probably in 25, but active pre-con is going to restart again in 2023 with the initial CEQA approvals coming through. Really exciting job, 10 years of work. It's a home run and a half, and so and lots of opportunities for everyone.
In addition to the many feature projects we've discussed, we also have several upcoming public education projects listed here that we're looking forward to moving into construction. We've listed all of their total contract values as well as their anticipated bid dates, with the exception of a few that we're still in the process of finalizing. The ones that show TBD are still real projects, but are in the early budgeting stages. So you're still able to get involved now, and we'll also be able to bid once the time comes. Again, feel free to reach out with any inquiries regarding these. Over the next couple slides, I'll be walking through the step-by-step process of becoming pre-qualified with CW Driver. We have our own in-house SubGuard pre-qualification application overseen by our SubGuard manager, Jamie Ballesteros. CW Driver requires all of our subcontractors throughout all trades to pre-qualify and cannot go into contract with us on any project if they're not pre-qualified and their contract amount is greater than $250,000. So let's jump into the process, and feel free to stop me at any point with questions. All right, so step number one, you're going to want to go to www.cwdriver.com. You can see the one there up at the top. That will take you to our website. And then over on the side, you see the two up at the top right-hand corner. If you click that little hamburger menu, it'll open up all of the options over to the side. And then if you go down to the bottom, number 3, you'll click the Build With Us option. And once you click that, it will take you to this page, and there's a giant click here to get pre-qualified option. So you want to click that. And then once you click that, it will take you to our Trade Tap program that's integrated with Building Connected. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of and worked with Building Connected. It's a great software, great for bidding, budgeting, and management of the pre-construction phase. So we're glad that it's integrated with our Trade Tap system. It makes it seamless between everything. So once you're here, it's going to rate you on this list. So those 5 options, that's what we're really looking for in your pre-qualification. And that's what will determine whether or not you will be approved with us. And then if you have any questions when you go through the process, I'm not going to show you each individual detail, But if you do have any questions as you go through the process, you can submit them to pre-qualification, that's singular, prequalification@cwdriver.com. And with that, we will turn it over to you for any questions that you may have for us.
Thank you, Steve and Kim. Very interesting. I love that 10 years of work. That's fabulous. All right, let's check our Q&A box. I don't see any open questions. Oh my goodness, we got a great group here. They already know. All right. Couple of folks, very exciting projects. Aon can help with any bond needs. I see Coleman Equipment Rentals. We see some great folks in the room. Bryce Builders, Stucco and Lath Company for mid-rise multifamily residential housing and commercial construction. Let's see who else is in the room. Who else is in the room? Atlas Services. All right, Sylvia American Safety Group. Bobecki Enterprises, Construction and Trucking. I remember you said something, Steve, about trucking, right? Like Kevin Clark. Lots of great folks in the room. Good. Hope you all take advantage. This is just a few of the people that decided to put their information in the chat. You need to have a contractor's license to supply construction materials. Steve and Kim.
I would say you need a contractor's license to perform work in the field, but to have a license to supply materials, no, you're just a distributor of materials, so that would not be a requirement. And I don't, and you know, as long as you're not doing any labor, that's the big thing where the license comes in at.
All righty. Do you ever have a need for logistics and shipping?
At times we will. It's always on a case-by-case basis, but we're always open to listen to what people have to propose. And I think you know, you have our contact information here. As Kim and I think we both brought up, these projects are coming up. We would like to get you on the list once you get pre-qualified, or if you're just a trucker or you're a supplier, we want to get you on there, as Kim said, to the big subs that are sometimes already pre-awarded on this, so they can engage with you as well, which is a really exciting part.
Excellent. Okay, and we are being reminded for our attendees that GLAAACC will be sharing this presentation and the recording with everyone that registered and attended today. I have a question here, Steve and Kim, from Mark. If a company doesn't qualify at a required level, would a smaller scope be created in order for a firm to get its foot in the door?
Go ahead and answer that, Kim.
Typically, it depends. It depends on if the project, sometimes we have bid packages that are inclusive of quite a large amount of scope. So on the negotiated projects, the GMP type projects, we are able to break those scopes up into smaller values, and so that may work to your advantage, and you may be able in that sense to pre-qualify with us for that amount, and you'll be able to directly contract with us. Otherwise, if we are going down the path with a specific subcontractor, we can get you in contact with them so you can bid as a sub-tier to them and still have the opportunity to work on a project with us.
Oh, excellent. Okay. That's great. Great presentation. Can you speak to any diversity goals related to any of the projects?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Obviously, there are some of the public projects have that, but CW Driver's policy going forward is that we encourage diversity and inclusion in all of our projects. And we actually, and not just from the subs we use, but we drill it down to our subcontractors that's something they have to do as well. So we're all on the same page. So it's not just drivers saying do this or do that. It's going to be, we want our subs to participate in this as well. And this is a policy I think Jennifer's been heading up for some time, and the company's adopted it, and we've moved forward with it.
Yeah, it's absolutely our culture. So it's not just within our projects, it's part of our culture as well.
Perfect. I'm liking these answers. Okay, is there an email list we can sign up on to get notified when these jobs are up for bidding?
I would
If
say,
you want,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Kim.
Steve. I was just gonna say, if you want to reach out to me directly, my email is right here. I can provide a list of upcoming projects and make sure I'm sending you the right ones that work for you, whether you're union or non-union, prevailing wage. I can get you onto the right projects, and so you can take a look at them and see which opportunities fit with your company.
I think it's important to note that you just got a little snippet of some of the things coming up. We have almost 100 projects in pre-construction right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's work here for everyone. All right, Steve, what about Steve or Kim? What about, do you have needs for a direct email or marketing?
Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, not at this.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's asking, is there a direct email or contact for marketing?
Oh.
Yeah, no, they're right. You're like, what?
Sorry, I apologize.
My fault.
Yeah, feel free, again, any questions that you may have, feel free to shoot them over to me and I can get them answered, and I can get you to the right contact. Like we talked about the subguard pre-qualification, we can get you over to our subguard manager. We can get you to all the right contacts.
All right, I like this. Okay, Steve and Kim, we supply on-site safety managers during construction. I hope we can work together in the future. That's from Sylvia. Let's see, Mitchell's Transport, Excavation, and Demolition Remover. Oh, I like that. Okay. We've got 10 certificates, all certified. All righty, they emailed you guys last week. Seeing a lot of good stuff, a lot of good people, great opportunity. 10 years of work, over 100 projects. There's something here for everyone. Okay, and the list goes on and on. All righty, let's see. Does CW driver have need for union trade labor?
The answer is absolutely. As you saw from the pie chart, currently 60% of our work in the field is public work, and it's prevailing wage, which is virtually all union. So, and we do have a number of projects. I think we talked about the Hope on Hyde, a few others that are under project labor agreements. So they would, they're not coming from me, I promise you. That we have to be union as well. And then obviously as the job grows in size, it gets difficult to have large, small, open shop contractors that can handle the financial capability of that. But definitely as we drill down into the sub tiers, there's a lot of union labor for that. And CW driver most of our cleanup people on our bigger jobs, even on the private side that don't have union requirements, most of our laborers are union that we use for cleanup and everything else. So yes, we do go to outside agencies for union laborers as well.
All right, great. For materials, once approved through your pre-qual, is there a DBE or DBBE percentage goal?
I guess it depends on the project. I did work on a project out at Cal State University Long Beach, where each project required a certain percentage of DVBE. And so I guess it just depends on the project needs. And that will be something that will be apparent in our bid invitations. If there is a specific DVBE requirement, then we'll provide that. And we'll work with you to make sure that we're getting DVBE suppliers involved to meet those requirements.
Yeah, I think it's important to note, even though those are minimum requirements, a lot of times on projects we've exceeded those requirements. And there are projects where they don't have the requirements, and you would be surprised, how we would have a significant percentage of those trades. We always we identify those and drill it again. We drill it down to our suppliers as well.
Great, good. There's something here for everyone. And I love the culture of the inclusivity, diversity. That's great. Let's see, we've got Alice Jones here from ROP Construction. You want to shout out? That's great. That's right. Market yourself. This is your opportunity. we will forward all of these great contacts and this list and everything to Steve and Kim so that they can reach out to you. And GLAAACC will also send you, as I mentioned, a copy of the recording and the presentation. And we've got some upcoming events that we think you'll also be interested in. We'll share those with you later. We've got about opportunity for a couple more questions. Let's see, does anybody see anything else in the chat box or the Q&A box? I think we're good. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica O'Davis to tell us about some upcoming opportunities. But once again, on behalf of GLAAACC, its members and board of directors, thank you, CW Driver, for bringing all these fabulous opportunities to us. And we hope that you hear from everyone that was on the call today. Jessica?
Hi, thank you, Angela. All right, guys, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce would like to thank you for attending today's GLAAACC in the AM Meet the Prime CW Driver. We hope that you found the webinar informative and worthwhile, and that you enjoyed our featured speakers, Steve and Kim. Thank you so much. We would like to take a moment to thank them as today's sponsors and the GLAAACC staff, President Angela Gibson Shaw, our Operations Director, Naomi Scott, and of course, Jean Hale, our CEO. We also have some really exciting upcoming events. Our member meetup is September 27th via Zoom. It's an opportunity where members only get to know one another in a casual environment. You can also join us November 10th for the SoCalGas special evening, where they'll be looking for members who are ready to do business. This event will feature key buyers from SoCalGas having intimate conversations with contract-ready members. And on December 1st, the Los Angeles Community College District is hosting a webinar. They currently have billions of dollars in repairing, replacing, and expanding their campus facilities with construction contract opportunities available. And with that, don't forget, you have a great opportunity to become a member and be a part of GLAAACC and be able to reach into these events. We have a number of benefits for members, including access to other special events and exciting exclusive opportunities. You can find more information at GLAAACC.org. That's GLAACC.org. Thank you so much for your time today. We hope you enjoyed our program.
Thank you, Jessica. And that concludes our event, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll give you back a few minutes of your day, and please reach out to CW Driver. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Steve.